Oh, hi. Welcome back to another Colour With Me Colour and Chat. I am so in the mood to sit down and use my Caran d'Ache Luminance colour pencils. So this is what we will be using today. And I do apologise because these are very pricey pencils, so I'm really sorry, but I am just in the mood for pencil work today. Now, I've come on here a bit unorganised. I definitely want to colour in one of these books, but I don't know which one, because this is a new one that I've just purchased. So these are both Maria Troll. I love her books. So I haven't coloured in this one, but it's Fairytale themed. But then this one I have coloured in, and I love the pictures in this book. I have coloured in this one, and this was we did this last year. This was a November Colour and Chat. I'm glad I wrote that down actually. And this was just beautiful and a lot of fun, and I can't remember what pencils I used for this. Yeah, so I'm just going to decide, because I won't bore you with my indecision process, and I'll come back with the book I want to use. Right, I finally made a decision. Sorry about that. That was like the hardest decision I've had to make today because her artwork and her books are just, they've got such dear little pictures in them. And I was just flipping through and I was like, oh my goodness, so many pages that I want to do. Anyway, I'll stop beating around the bush. We are going to go all in today and colour in this one. Now this is, I don't know what fairy tale this is, but she has listed the fairy tales at the back. So 46 to 47 is Snow White. Italian fairy tale collected and retold by the Brothers Grimm. So that is Snow White. There you go. I didn't know. So this one's Snow White and this one's Snow White, but we are going to do this one. So let me get set up and pick my first lot of colour pencils. All right, let's start with the trees because that is a big job. I'm going to start with the branches, and I've selected 3 browns here, which are Sepia, 407, 748, Terra Shord, and 069 Burnt Sienna. Oh, Warm Earth, Sepia, and Burnt Sienna. And we'll start with the lighter shade first. Let me zoom in so we can see everything. And I'm just going to do the trees in the lighter shade. Now, of course, you do not need to use Luminance pencils. Like I said in the intro, they are on the pricier side. And these were a gift. So I'm very, very fortunate and lucky to have these. I'm so grateful that I have these in my collection. Prismacolors are fine, even the polychromos, but I know they are a little bit on the pricier side, but any pencil will work because this paper is so nice. Like, I love Maria Troll's like books and her paper quality and her book quality. Like, for an Amazon book, it's so lovely to colour in these. I've never tried using watercolour in these. I assume it will be okay. I'm not too sure. So this will look rough at first, but once we add all the shading and everything, this will look much better. I'm just kind of colouring in Petrus. Sorry, as I was saying, sorry, the bloody cat this will look rough at first, but I promise once we get all the other shading colours and fix it up a bit, it will look better. I'm just laying down the base colour first. I don't know why I'm in the mood for just getting the pencils out today and just sitting with you guys and chilling and, you know, just being in my happy place. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to colour in all the trees because I won't bore you with this, and then we'll come back to the next step. All the tree bits are done. I know it looks a bit messy and wonky, but we need to do some refinement shading. And how I like to do it, and I know everyone's different, is I get the second darkest pencil, which was Warm Earth, and then I just shade the edges of the trees. So what I'm going to do is just go around to all the edges here. This is quite a long process, but it's part of my shading process. Okay, that's with the second warmest color. And then you see this bit in the middle here. I'm going to get the third darkest shade because I really want that to, I really want the depth to be shown with this tree. So we'll just do that, and we kind of just work between the three pencils here. I hope I'm making sense. So the deeper bits are towards the middle, and then the outer edge is the second darkest shade. And then once I've filled in all the bits, I kind of blend it with the first shade. I hope I'm making sense. That's my process anyway. I know everyone's different on blending pencils and how they use it, but I've found over the years this is just what works for me. Just at the edge, all the edges. And then, oops, kind of want it a bit darker here as well. Let's just join all that up here. I'm pressing a little bit, but not too firm. And you know, these Luminance pencils blend so nicely with each other. Like, they're just so elite. I love them so much. However, I say the same thing about my Prismacolor pencils. Like, they blend beautifully, and the color pigment or the color payoff of the Prismacolor is amazing as well. So that's a darker bit there, and then I'll get the other darker shade. Just press over that. Okay, so that's pretty much it, and then I'm going to do the other tree, and then hopefully the trees will be finished. Here we are. Trees are blended and smoothed out, so I hope it looks much better. Now I've decided for the tree leaves or bush bits, I want to do them pink, and I'm going to shade them with, what's this one? This is 350 purplish red, and I'm going to use 571 and Thraquinoid pink. So what we'll do is we'll start with the darker bits here. And I'm kind of just gonna play around. We'll start with the darker bits. I have to figure out which bit's a tree. Okay, that's the sky, and then that's the tree. Okay. So you just highlight the dark areas, and then what I'm going to do is go over it with the pink. I wanted a nice warm pink for the trees. Now I know it's a bit funny because trees are green, but not today. They are just going to be fun pink trees because we are in the fairy tale world. Oh, sorry about the focus. That is so annoying. And I'm going to colour over these flowers, and because they are so teeny tiny, I'm going to get the gel pens out much later. But for now, we will just colour over the flowers. And we'll just continue to shade. Kind of similar to how I shaded the tree. And then you just go over it and blend it properly. I know this is, again, really rough, but like I said, I have to blend certain bits out. So this is just getting the base colour down. Kind of similar to how I work with alcohol markers. I get the base colour down, and then I go in with all the other fancy bits and pieces. And then when I shade, I want to kind of shade like in all the little in-between bits here. So this bit will be an area of shading. This bit will be an area of shading. Yeah, just wherever I feel needs that extra bit. Like this bit here. And then, you know, you just go and smooth it out with the first colour. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to continue on with the tree bushes with these two colours, and then I'll check back in with you guys. We're back. Trees are all blended and done. I have made myself a coffee because it's that time. I might be here a little while with this picture. Before I get started on the next bit, I want to show you guys something. And I forgot to do it at the intro, so my apologies if this is a bit chippy choppy. But I wanted to show you a page that I coloured. And if you want to see that process, I also do little colouring videos on TikTok when I have the time and get inspired to, you know, be in the TikTok zone. So the book I coloured in was this one. This is the Cute and Comfy Cozy Coco Wyo colouring book, Girl Moments, Volume 2. And the page I did, and this was a lot of fun, I just brought out the alcohol markers and just made it a bright kitchen moment. A girl having her coffee, just like I'm doing now. Yeah, it's a very busy kitchen. I know, I just got carried away with patterns and all this stuff, and that was my first attempt at doing tile work. I don't know if you can see that there. It's just a little thing for me, but you know, it's something that I tried, and I really liked how the tiles turned out, even though they're a bit wonky. But yeah, I don't mind this page. I probably wouldn't have done the kitchen bench with the green blobs. I should have just left it green, but like I said, I was in the zone yesterday and I got carried away. So that is a page that I coloured. And if you want to see that process, it is on my TikTok, which, you know, I leave the TikTok link below. But that was a lot of fun. For the next bit, I have 2 greys for the rocky mountain bits here. I actually don't know what they are, but we are going Steel Grey and Payne's Grey, 60%. So I'm going to do the light grey first. Just map out where I want my light grey. Do all that bit. And these bits are grey bits too. In there, and these bits. Such fine little details. I might have to get either the gel pens or my Tombow markers for these, all these little fine lines here, because I'm finding that with the pencil, like, I know I need to sharpen it, but it's doesn't quite get into the spots. But we'll deal with that later. Okay, so there's my rocky bits done. I don't know if they're rocks or, like I said, I don't know. And then I'm going to shade the bits here. Just shade the edges. Just blend it so it's a back and forth blending process. These pencils just layer so beautifully on top of each other. Like, the blending process is so smooth. back and forth. So what I'm going to do is I want to, yeah, make these into rocks and then kind of blend it into a green. All this area here will be green bush bits. Now for the ground bit, I've got 3 greens here, and what I'm going to do is start off with the darker green, or maybe the medium green. So that is Moss Green 225, and I'm just going to kind of colour each individual bits here. And then we'll go in with the lighter green, and this one is chromium oxide green 212. And then I'm going to go in with the darkest green. Just kind of go over the bits. And that's what I'm going to do for the whole floor, except for this path bit. I want to do that a different colour. It's just a matter of working all the greens together until you're happy with how you want it to blend. And it does, like I keep saying, it does take a little bit of work, but you get there eventually. You just got to have a bit more patience with colour pencil. Okay, so that's that. So that's what I'm going to do for all the other bits of the ground. All done with the green bushy floor. I'm sorry this video is very chippy choppy. It's just that when I use colour pencil, it does take that extra bit longer, and I really don't want this video to be longer than an hour. I usually like to keep my colouring videos less than an hour, but every time I use colour pencil, because it does take that extra bit of time just to blend it out and suss out where you want your colours and do all that stuff, I tend to show you one bit and then do the rest myself, because, you know, even though this video may be like 45 minutes long, in reality, in the colouring reality world, this takes a good, not gonna lie, 3 to 4 hours, if that, in one sitting. I have the time today to do this in one sitting, and I usually like to complete it in one sitting. But it does, yeah, even though it's just 3 minutes of me showing you how I colour the bits on each page, yeah, in reality, it takes hours. Anyway, I'm using Scarlet Red for the mushrooms. Actually, what I want to do, maybe just get a little bit of yellow and shade a little bit of fluoro yellow. I don't know why, I just want to have yellow. So yeah, I hope that's okay with you guys. I mean, look, I'm more than happy to do extra long videos, but I know with colouring videos, when I watch them, an hour is normally enough for me. An hour and a half max, if I'm really into it. But it, you know, I think it's just all personal taste. Some people might like the longer 2-hour videos. And plus, trying to edit a 2-hour video, oh my goodness me. I've done that before, and it's a bit of a nightmare. Done nose yellow, but never mind. For this little path bit here, this is 732 olive brown. Just fill in this bit. With the shading of burnt sienna. Actually, I might go in with the darker brown that I had. Yeah, just to give her a bit of shadow there. Where's that grey? Mix it all up. Now for this leaf we are going to do this dark green, and then I've got a bright green which is grass green, just for this specific leafy bit. Nice vibrant green. Yikes, I have zoomed right in because now we are on all the little bits. We are going to do Snow White first, and she has black hair, so we'll just colour this in. I'm not the most graceful person, so this is teeny tiny bits is very tricky. Yeah, we'll just do our best here. I've sharpened the pencils as best as I can. And then her dress is going to be blue. And then this bit here is yellow. It could be black. And what I might do later is I might just get the white gel pen and make those bits a bit frilly. I'm just smoothing out the pencils now. Oops. Just go over her hair. Okay, now for her skin colour, she's Snow White. So what have I got? This is pink white. And you know what? You probably will not notice anything. Oh dear, now her face is all smudged. I should have done her skin colour first because the black is smudging everything, but that's okay. Yeah, okay, and her little, oh gosh, and for these plants they are going to be purple. Just full purple, nothing fancy with these. And these thorns are purple. I did mention about getting the Tombos out, but I'm like, nah, let's just stick with the colour pencil. And these ones. 533, which is dark cadmium orange for these plants here. And for this plant, I still want to keep it purple, but this one is violet, so it's a bit of a darker shade of purple. So we'll just go with that. Okay. Okay, this is where we are up to so far. Not much to go, just a few little bits and pieces and then the background, and then we're done. Okay, so I've gone ahead and done the orange bird, the white bunny with a bit of grey, and then for these guys, this is spring green, which is a very bright green. I thought these little fairy things can be bright green because they need to be a special colour. I think they'll stand out a little bit. And then I'm going to get my silver gel pen, and their wings can be silver. Sparkly silver. And then for the background, I want to start off with a purple here, which is, what's this one? Ultramarine violet. So we'll start all the way down here, going into a yellow up here. I don't know if this will work, but we will see how it goes. Oh, sorry, the lighting in here has become really bad. It's the afternoon sun coming in now. Let me just see if I can fix it. Hold on. I think that's a little better. Go over here, and then we'll slowly introduce the yellow, which is, this one is medium cadmium yellow, 520. bit here. Okay, so that's how we're looking. So I'm just going to work the pencils a bit and then I'll check in with you guys. Okay, guys. If you've made it this far in the video, thank you so much. I'm going to call this page finished. I don't mind how it turned out. It's not bad, but it's not, I don't know. Maybe it's the background that's putting me off. Yeah, like I should have just maybe stuck to the one color, or I don't know. I just really like purple and yellow together. Anyway, it is what it is now. I really had a lot of fun doing this page with you guys though, and you can see the mess of pencils I have here. I mean, if you know, you know, the Caran d'Ache Luminance pencils just blend like a dream. Everything is so smooth and they're easy to layer with, so that's why this page with the Luminance pencils was enjoyable. But I'll just, I don't know, I'll just do a close-up because there is a bit of fine detail there, but we're all finished. I did manage to get my white gel pen and just make her bits, Snow White's dress bits, more frilly. Thank you so much for watching and tuning in, and I'll see you soon. Ciao, ciao.